Hello there. Thanks for joining me in Miller's Laboratory. My name is Sue, and I'm so happy that you're here today. I have a new book that I just finished that I'm going to be putting in my Etsy shop, and so I just wanted to do a flip through of that. And we'll just jump right in and get started here. So this is a kind of a soft cover, I guess I would call this journal. Kind of a tall, skinny. And let's see, it's not super tall and skinny. It's about 9.5 inches tall. And it is about 4 3/4 inches wide. And then at the opening here, if I just let it be, it's about 1 3/4 inches. Okay. There are 54 pages in this book and just a single signature. Okay. So I've just created a little belt here with these D-rings to hold it closed, and I'm going ahead and take that off. Just so you know, that will also slide off really easily if you don't want to fuss with the buckle, but it's pretty simple to use. Okay, so we've got a bird theme going here. This is a bird themed journal, and I was very fortunate at my local thrift store a couple of months back. I walked in and they had all of these Audubon style calendars from, that were old, that were outdated. And I bought like 10 of them. And since then, they've been sitting there just looking at me, waiting for me to start using them. And I'm trying to think of some ways because it's pretty heavy, cardstocky type paper. Maybe not the best for a page in a book, but, it might work okay. So what I did with this book is, I'm just going to open it up so you can see the whole cover. I took the calendar picture and I used fusible web and I ironed it onto this twill fabric that I had tea dyed. So it is held down with that very securely, and then I also went and zigzagged around the edge. So that's very secure. After I stitched in the signature, I also added some of this packing tape along there and glued on this vintage eyelet fabric. That's mostly for decoration, but it does reinforce it too. And then the two little buttons at the top and bottom, I just stitched those on for decoration. They are stitched through the fabric, but they really don't really serve any function other than looking cute. So, all right. So we'll go back to the beginning here and we'll start going through. On the inside cover, I just added a label. I think this one is from Shabby Dabby Doodah. It's glued on there. You could embellish this in ways. You could also put a pocket here if you wanted to. So I just left that up to you. On this page, I have a little glassine bag as a pocket with a little bit of a cluster on the front. And inside I've made a little tag. Just used some tea-dyed paper and some different neutral papers that I have. A bird that I cut out of a bird book. And then this is an envelope that I cut out of a window envelope that I just added on there as a design element. Just think it looks kind of cool on there. There's a little bit of velvet ribbon at the top of that one. All right, just some collage here and place to write. Here I've taken an image of a feather and cut it out, and I'm using it as a little belly band. I just tucked this little playing card, this little miniature playing card with the birds on it. And then this is just simply a vintage piece of notebook paper that I added a label to. So it's a journaling spot, and certainly a place where you could tuck other things, whatever you might want to add of your own. This is the other side, and this is from an atlas, and I figured that you could write on that. Here I've used a paper clip here to clip on. It's like one of these page point clips, and it's just a tag that I added, but the tag has like an accordion to it. I just used this bookkeeping paper, and it's just a collage tag that I had from a digital kit that I just added a couple of things to. Thought it was pretty. I say it in every video, but I can't possibly tell you where all the digitals came from while I'm filming, but there is a list down below. You can find the link. or if there's a specific one you're interested in, if you would message me, I would be glad to hunt it down and tell you where I got it. Just printed out like a song sheet, a sheet music cover there. And then here, this is a digital too that I made a corner tuck out of. This is a postcard that I printed and just added some collage to the back. So that's a journaling card for you. And on the other side, another journaling card. This one I added this is a vintage label, shipping label that I found. And then just a tie there. Book page here. Here I've added some vintage embroidered fabric as another belly band. Just added a little cluster there, and then I've tucked a journaling card in there with that beautiful digital image. And added this vintage sort of light blue eyelet at the bottom. Here I've made a little tuck, and I also glued this image of the feather along the bottom, so it will hold these in. They won't slide around and fall out. There's just a couple of journal cards in here. One made on a library card catalog card. And then this is just another digital image that I backed with some old book page. That one had the lady's name on it, so I left that there. This is from a real pretty bird book that I have. I have several bird books that I use for digitals. Here's a pop-up that I made using a digital image of the nest, and did a lot of intricate cutting there to create that. I think that turned out really cool. Here's just another little sort of belly band where I've tucked this image of a button card and added some vintage crocheted trim at the bottom. That just hangs in there. And here I've created another pocket that loads from the bottom. So in here I used an image that I printed of feathers, made it kind of sepia toned, and then added the owl on there, and then the little label for the tab at the top. On this side it's a side tuck, and just a little collaged journal card here as well, with a little tag tied on. I had a lot of fun with this book. Here I have clipped on an envelope that I made with the digital from Roxy Creations. At least this part is. And it's just a couple more journaling cards in here. This one, the little bark cloth tab at the top. And then this is from a bird book, another little small bird guide that I have. And this one actually opens all up, so there's lots of place to write here. So my husband and I just got back from a little trip, and we went to Niagara Falls. We had never been there before, neither of us, and we had a lot of fun. We went over through Port Huron into Ontario that way, and drove along through Canada, and then we came back along the southern shore of Lake Erie. Here's a page from an old German book. Just added a label there, and then I've tucked a couple of tags in here, little embellished tags. Pretty birds. Love the birds. Okay, this is from an old milkman's ledger. On the corner of this one, I've tucked this little card. I've used these in the last couple of journals I made, so you've seen one of these before, but a different bird. This is a little goldfinch, and that's flocked, and it's one of these folded cards. It's a vintage card that I purchased on eBay, and so I just tucked it onto the corner there, and it's a great space for a lot of extra journaling. Here I just used one of those Florilegium pages, And I didn't do anything with that, but you could certainly attach something here, or you could glue it and make it into a pocket if you wanted to. Another pocket here, I used a book page here, Ode to a Nightingale, just folded it over and added some other paper here to make it into a tag. Nice big journaling spot there. And on this side, it's this tea-dyed bookkeeping paper again. I did the same kind of thing here where I kind of made a little pocket at the bottom just with these egg images, and inside here are a couple more digitals that I printed out and collaged a little bit. This is from an actual bird book, this image here, that owl, just on an old index card there. This is a kind of a crazy fold out page here. There's a lot going on with this one. If you open it up like this, it's this really pretty image again of the nest and the eggs. I think that one is lovely. And then on the other side, it just folds out with a lot of plain area here to write. And even the little egg image that I glued there, you could write right over that too if you wanted to. This is from Edith Holden. I had to think there for a second. Edith Holden book. Another little bird book here, little image. There's two images. And now we've come to the center of the signature, the center of the book. So now as we flip back, you're going to see the same papers again. Here I just put some washi tape across the top. You can tell I haven't made a video for like a couple weeks because I can't remember the names of anything. I'm stumbling through my words here. Sorry for that. There's another nest. That's a really lovely digital kit that I purchased. It has many nests and just really pretty images. It's a real pretty scene of a painting with a boat in the water. That cute little girl with her flowers. Here's a little side tuck with another journal card that I popped in and made. Most of the things in here are digital. That's a digital image, but not all. Just another little journaling card here. Well, this is actually an old vintage page from a book, and this is a page from a book. This was something that I had printed, but so everything here is just authentic. But nice little spot to write there, as well as all underneath there too. The other half of that Florilegium page. This is some vintage cockled typing paper. I didn't say that when we were looking through the other way. Here I've used another one of those envelope windows just as another frame. It's not a pocket or anything, it's just glued on there, but I thought it looked cute and kind of framed the little bird. And I put the clip on here because this is just a little accordion, so you can pull this all out and write some more in here. The clip just kind of keeps it closed and keeps it from kind of binding up here when you turn the page. It's a pretty little pocket with a couple of things in it. Little tag. And then this cute little fold out. This I got from the Graphics Fairy, I do remember. It's so cute. Just a visit to the aviary. It's just plain on the back, but again, it's a writing spot. Here I've used some vintage embroidered fabric to make a little corner tuck with another journal card inside. This is again from a bird book that I have, one of my favorite ones, and just some collage on the back. This is from a wildflower guide. And on this side I've added a couple strips of this ticking with a little cluster, so that's like a double belly band. And I have tucked a sort of a faux envelope in here. This pretty image with bird wallpaper that I printed out. And then when you open that up, it's all journaling spot inside. I add that little grid on there so it's nice and easy to write on. And I just printed out these images of different women with feather or bird type of costuming on. So the pretty ballerina there, probably Swan Lake, I don't know. And then this lady, which I just love. It's got to be some theatrical thing, but I mean, like, really, that's me right there. And then isn't she pretty? So these are just plain on the back. You can add more, they're thin. I used real thin photo paper there, so you can add something to the back if you want to, or you can just write on them as they are, or you can put your own things in there. So I always like it when you take the book and make it your own. Makes me happy. All right, sneak in there, you little dude. It's not that hard to get it in there. I always say that, but when I'm at a weird angle when I'm making my video. So this is just some tape I put on there. There was a crease in this paper and I just wanted to reinforce that a little bit. So it's not holding anything, it's just reinforcing where that fold was. And then this is another little fold out here, and I've made a belly band here with some vintage eyelet. And then just tucked this pretty little journaling card inside there. Oop, we're skipping ahead here. Okay. Here I've made a pocket out of this pretty bird image that I printed, added a label to. And in this pocket, I just tucked a piece of a page from an antique ledger that I have. This is authentic. And you can do whatever you like with this, but it's got a lot of plain on the back, so you could actually journal on it if you wanted to. It's very dirty. I think this one is from one of my farm journals, so they are kind of grubby, but I think they're really pretty. And I think they're from, like, oh, there it says 1898, so it's pretty old. It's another pop-up. The last one in the book, but another nest. And this one I just opened that up so you could see the whole image. I think I really am proud of those. I think they're really pretty. All right, feather, another feather. Here's a pocket made with some vintage French lace. Tucked a few things in there. This is just a page from a Gwen Frostic book. So there's some poetry here. I chose the page because there's the little chickadee down at the bottom there. And you can write on that. And then this is a piece of stationery that I purchased somewhere that has this embossed bird and nest image along the side. And then just a pretty little tag also here. You can write on the back. On this page, there's just a little flip up, and underneath here, if you pull this down, it's a little writing spot, just with some of this old children's penmanship paper. And then this is another Edith Holden. I'll open that up. I just clipped a little like a little slipcase envelope on here with pretty images on both sides, and made a little journaling card here with some more of the eggs. So here we go. Okay, I think we're almost done, guys. All right. Here I have a little, this is vellum, by the way. This page is vellum that's printed. I don't think I printed that. I think I bought it that way. Just a pretty image on there. But this is a little vellum that I printed and made a pocket out of it. And I've got a couple things in there. This is a little journaling spot again. And this is actually made from a paint chip. You can, if you look close, you can see the identification of the color or whatever there. I just think those are so cute. I picked those up at one of the home improvement stores. And then I also have this, and this is like my little memento of my trip for you. And so while we were in Canada at Niagara Falls, we were walking along and this bird kind of posed, this seagull. So I snapped a picture because I thought, oh, he can go in my bird book. But so I've just done some collage on this to make it into a nice journaling spot. Okay. Added that onto that ledger page so you could write on that. And then here, this page actually got split in two with these two pretty images of feathers. And then these open up, and there's writing spot here on both sides, as well as all on this page here. So lots of space to write there. And then on the very back, I just glued in this image that I cut from one of my bird books of this cute little bird. And I've added my label here. Since I couldn't write my name or sign it on the fabric, I just wrote it with the gel pen there in the corner of the label. And again, you could put a belly band here or a pocket or whatever you might like. So that's my little book. I hope you liked it. You can look for it in my Etsy shop, and I'll be back soon with more projects. Thank you again for watching. I really, really appreciate every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.